bucket without water. Dillinger held a finger up to his lips. He went over to the bars and checked right and left. Then, with his back to the bars in case anyone came along unexpectedly, he squatted down and carefully lifted the mop end from the bottom of the bucket and took out something wrapped in flannel. "Stand next to me," he whispered to Youngblood. Their backs a screen in case anyone approached, Dillinger unwrapped the flannel. In its center was a blue-black .32 caliber Colt automatic. Quickly, Dillinger checked the clip, saw that it had all 8 rounds, and jammed it back into the handle. "Let's have your knife," Dillinger said. Youngblood produced a bone-handled pocket knife from the top of his right boot and handed it across. Dillinger sprung the blade, instinctively tested it on his thumb, and told Youngblood, "Stand by the bars. Anyone comes, you tell me. Fast." As Youngblood leaned backwards against the bars, Dillinger reached under the mattress on his bunk, slit it, and shoved the Colt into the slit. He tested to see if it was far enough away from the cut not to fall out accidentally. Only then did Dillinger look up at Youngblood with a smile. There was amazement in Youngblood's eyes. "Jesus, Mr. Dillinger," was all he said. The lounge of the hotel was crowded, reporters 3 deep at the bar, and the noise made it necessary to shout to be heard. The young woman, sitting alone at the bamboo table by the window where she could view the street, looked out of place in the neat 2-piece black suit and cream oyster satin blouse, her blonde hair framed by a close-fitting black velvet hat. The man who approached her, glass in hand, was perhaps 35, with a world-weary, sardonic face. A gray fedora was pushed to the back of his head. "Hello," he said. "Mike Jarvis, AP. I hear you're with the Denver Press." "That's right. Martha Ryan." "Can I get you a drink?" She lifted her cup. "Coffee's just fine, thank you." He sat down and offered her a cigarette. "They sent you up here to get the woman's angle, I suppose." "That's right. Only it doesn't look as if anyone's getting in to see him." She shrugged. "Well, there's the sheriff," Jarvis said, nodding toward the large window. "Oh? Where is he?" Martha Ryan said, standing. Jarvis laughed. "He's a she," he said, pointing to where a middle-aged woman, flanked by 2 male deputies, was crossing the street. "Her husband was the sheriff of Lake County. When he got himself killed, she took over for the rest of his term, like they did in the olden days." The door opened, and Lillian Holly entered and was immediately surrounded by excited newsmen, all talking at once. The 2 brawny deputies started to push a way through the crowd for her, and she called in exasperation, "Can't a girl get a cup of coffee in peace round here?" Jarvis, watching her speculatively, turned suddenly to Martha Ryan. "She won't let any one of the guys see Dillinger at the moment, but what if I persuaded her to let you in?" Martha Ryan stared at him skeptically. "You think there's a chance?" "Maybe. Only one thing. You share your story with me and no one else. Is it a deal?" She reached across and pressed his hand. "A deal, Mr. Jarvis." He stood up as Lillian Holly pressed forward. "Hey, Lillian, over here!" She paused, glancing towards him. "Mike Jarvis, you still here? You don't give up, do you?" Her eyes considered the young woman, and she came forward, and Jarvis held his seat for her. "Here, take this." She sat down, and the 2 deputies stood guard, backs towards her, arms folded, and the crowd of reporters retreated to the bar. "Introduce me, Mike," she said. "Miss Martha Ryan of the Denver Press." Mrs. Holly frowned. "Your editor must be crazy, expecting a kid like you to hold your own with a bunch of villains like these guys. Just out of college?" "That's right, Mrs. Holly." A waiter appeared with fresh coffee. Lillian Holly said, "I get it. He wants a fresh angle. Why, thousands of red-blooded American women have the hots for Johnny Dillinger." Martha Ryan blushed, and Jarvis said, "It's the little lady."